Also had, again, we thank the Europeans at that time who filmed that and gave us the information. That is wonderful. That's what they do. That's what the universal process does. Gives and take at all times. So a nurturing, loving being, a peaceful, dominant individual knows to look for that, knows that what it's seeing, everything is an ally, just as the original beings traveling throughout the space and time knows that everything is an ally and to use it as such. Yes. And even in the deer that I showed, there's a deer that has both sexes. There are many different animals that have both sexes. Okay? So the creation process does not give a preference sexually. That is, again, a confusion of the times that we're living in based on the cultural dominating factors that we see right now today. Just as some animals back in the day when people first started to eat the animals, getting away from the plant-based diet. Okay, like the football player, they announced on the NFL player switched to a plant-based diet. Excellent. Okay, so that energy is in the human experience. From the very first time a human being decided that they were going to eat the animal, the ally that he was, that energy, effort, energy is still in the human experience. What went wrong? Okay. Somehow, the computer went completely blank. Excellent move on their part. Now, how did that happen? We're going to go there. Okay? So, that's what we have with that. The experiences of the life-giving source has the memory, the everlasting memory of whatever you ingest. When the human decided to ingest an animal, that came to be, and that is still in the humans who are ingesting animals. Okay? Just as anything else, sexual preference that they say is in the human experience, only in those individuals who have decided that that experience has preference over the everlasting life. And we all know that is a huge error in judgment. Okay? Huge error in judgment on Judgment Day, any day of the week, based on a plant-based diet using the rock vibrating at a higher rate, getting the mineralized rock, and growing from that, powerfully feeding the earth, feeding the human beings, the animals that live on the earth, in such a way that we can change our form at any time we would like. Now, the mucus formation from ingesting animals is also from that, because animals have to have a large amount of acid and mucus in order to live as they do, with the so-called germs and the dirt and all of that is available out, that we know that everyone just can't go around ingesting things without cleaning them up or doing that type of thing, based on the type of foods that we have. Okay? And also the process of going through that has a climactic point of reference. Okay? Which is, again, sexual preference. Again, as I was saying, going through the ingestion of animals, which is a mucus forming building process, has a climactic reference, which is sexual preference. Yes? So again, animals that are here that eat only plant-based diets are some of the biggest, strongest animals on the planet. Yes? Okay. So we have that we can use as truth to be manufactured, olfactory, through our bodies, through this system of perfection. Okay? This is a perfect system. These tools that we have to use to listen, learn, all of that based on the liquid that we're using. How we use that liquid, because the earth is 3/4 liquid. Our body's 3/4 liquid. Sky, all that is liquid, which we travel through this liquid formation. Also, with a gas state that changes from time to time. Okay? So, stay with that. When you're dealing with change for the better, and not just for the worse, because they both are present in our lives at all times. And to be able to use them is everlasting life. Definitely that. Everlasting life. Okay? And so in today's time, when we see the things that are going on right now with so-called white racists, or what is it they're doing in Oval Office, the alliances that they built with that sexual preference. To say that you are white and right, and that's the best thing to do, that is a sexual preference. That is not everlasting life. Sexual preferences come when you, as a human being, think that what you're doing overpowers what the creation process gives as everlasting life. The creation process has never given, to say that you're a white person, you're the preference of the creation. Never has shown that. Okay? So, either you're going to deal with everlasting life or sexual preference. Sexual preference has people right now today fighting for that. I mean, really fighting and trying to kill someone to say that they're white and right. Okay? How do you move beyond that? By looking at right now, what's going on right now in society. Look at all the things that are going on in society with killings and murders and environmental issues, laws being changed. All these things are people who have the ability to manipulate the system into their favor based on destruction and not everlasting life, which they too are having to face. For years, we can go to the historic aspect of it all, and we can look at it preferably like that. Okay, so again, sexual preference has not to do with you having relations with the same person, the same sex person at all. Sexual preference has everything to do with everlasting life and to put a seed from a male perspective into a female perspective, regardless of the color, makeup, or whatever. Yes? So when these people who have the ability to manipulate laws, all of that, and say they have a sexual preference for the same sex, and that should be written into law, that is not everlasting life at all. It's not written in any historical, spiritual, or any learned process that gives life over and over and over again. That is not the case. Yes, it's a sexual preference, yes, but it's death based on physiology of the body, of any body, an animal's body, a human's body, any kind of body. When you place the physiology of the penis into a vagina, that is it. But if you place the penis in any other hole in the body for pleasure, that's cutting the life off. That's like stop breathing, stopping your heart automatically. It is never going to work. It never has worked. And it cannot figure out to make it work that way. Okay? And these are people who call themselves racist because they say they're more prominent in the world than anybody else. They run the world, all of this, because they can control the laws and all of that. Yes? And these are the very same people that are trying to pass laws that says sex with children is the best thing for laws, for humans. They're passing laws right now saying it's okay to be a pedophile. It's nothing wrong to be a pedophile, a child molester. These very same people who say they have a sexual preference. Now, is that everlasting life? No, that is not. Anywhere, anytime, at all. Anytime you try to have sex with a child, that's abuse. The child doesn't want to have sex with a grown person. So again, we have people who have the ability to manipulate the laws, written words, and push it onto mainstream society until others who are saying their same-sex marriage is a sexual preference. Yes, that is a sexual preference, but it's not everlasting life. And this is not a ridicule or some truths that we have to shockingly be awakened up to. Okay? There's nowhere where that shows that is true. You can place your penis in another hole in any one other person's body. I don't care how many times you do it, you will not be impregnated to carry life on. As a matter of fact, you have to wait till a heterosexual, everlasting life person has another human being so you can go and do that to them. You see how that works? That's how that works.